This episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Pendleton Ammunition. Hunting ammunition for your rifle, hand-loaded, one round at a time.
This week, Steve West and longtime friend Caesar Fonte travel to Southwest Alaska in pursuit of North America's top predator, the Alaskan brown bear. They're hunting the dense salmon streams, where the feeding bears are congregated in heavy numbers, putting on fat in preparation for the fast-approaching, long Alaskan winter ahead. On Steve's Outdoor Adventures. Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Burris Optics and the Eliminator Laser Scope, Stormcloth 2 Performance Outerwear, Corbon DPX Ammunition, Kershaw Knives, the new Bresser 360 Trail Camera, Steiner Binoculars, Outdoor Trail Freeze-Dried Foods, Montana Decoy Company, CVA Muzzle Loaders, and UDAP Bear Pepper Spray.
Welcome to this week's episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures. Today I'm in Southwest Alaska with my good friend and client, Caesar Fonte. We've come out to what I like to refer to as the honey hole, and we're in pursuit of brown bear. Now, we call it the honey hole because there's a lot of bears here and you get to be very selective. We're gonna look at dozens of bears, and with Caesar, we're only looking for a most mature, big trophy bear, and it's absolutely gonna be one of the best weeks that we could ever hope for. So let's head out in the field and let the adventure begin.
To start this adventure, Steve and Caesar take a flight by float plane to a remote tented camp, where friend and guide Aaron Langliers waited their arrival.
This trip started out with just a spectacular float plane ride from Dillingham. And you know, when you're flying from lake to lake and following the stream systems, and you're on your way to bear camp and you look down and there's grizzlies feeding on salmon, it builds some very high expectations for the week that's about to come.
After taking commercial flights, the hunters take the time to check the zero on their rifles before the hunt begins.
So we had an opportunity to either hunt bears that were feeding on the stream for salmon or feeding in the foothills for berries. And after we would find a bear, then we'd make a particular game plan to go after him.
What we're gonna do here is we're gonna motor across the water here just a little ways. We're gonna get up on this high point and start glassing the far shore of the lake. Got lots of reds over there, lots of bear activity. Hopefully we'll get to spot a big old boar this morning.
With the streams and lakes full of spawning salmon, the hunters quickly begin spotting bears.
Hobby Bay, you'd have to go over to the bearing side or whatever,
Yeah, definitely got bear chance up there. So you see tons of whales out in the,
We had pretty high expectations to find the bears feeding on the salmon, but what we realized very quickly was that the fish were just starting to arrive. There were plenty of them in the river, but the bears, a lot of them were still up on the berries. So we would find them feeding on the berries during the daylight hours, and then in the evenings and late afternoons, they'd move down onto the river, and that's where the action begins.
This peaceful camp setting is located in the heart of one of Alaska's densest bear populations, and right in the middle of the salmon spawning grounds, literally surrounded by bears. It's only a matter of time before they have a close encounter with a big bruin.
These bears have been right down here on the river every single day, every single night. They come out of the brush, they walk out in the river, they pick up a fish, they bring it over here on these gravel bars and eat them. The remnants of these dead, stinking fish are everywhere in here. It's a constant reminder that these bears are right here all the time. There are dozens of bears within a half mile of where I'm standing now.
Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Bergara Rifles, featuring the new Pure Carbon barrels and a sub-MOA guarantee. Steve's Outdoor Adventures is sponsored by Burris Optics and the new Burris Veracity PH Rifle Scope.
There are two categories of grizzly bear in Alaska. One is the interior, or mountain grizzly bear, found in much of northern Alaska. And then there's the coastal grizzly, or brown bear, found on Kodiak Island and all of southern coastal Alaska. Combined, it's estimated by several sources that there are in excess of 30,000 grizzlies and brown bears in Alaska today, a healthy population by anyone's standards.
It's a little too small. A lot too small. Young bear. Pretty bear. Go find one.
A little bit bigger.
His granddaddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Granddaddy.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing how fast they can walk.
He's been hoofing it. Like 200 yards at this beach and he's just walking away from it.
He's just walking with me.
After a short boat ride around the lake and up the river, the hunters climb to a vantage point where they can glass a vast area of streams and berry patches, where the bears are most likely to be found.
Messed around at the lake this morning. We saw one bear. Hiked up here on top of this hill where we could see probably, say, 3-4 miles of river bottom. It's an amazing location. But right now I can see 11 coastal grizzlies. You know, sows with cubs, a couple of immatures, 7.5-foot boar over here. We've seen 15 total, and we've been here less than 45 minutes.
Since bears are mostly nocturnal animals, the hunters take a break and head across the lake to take in some fishing and enjoy the nice early fall Alaskan weather.
Just one of the little things we can do here in Alaska. Downtime, middle of the day. We've got literally tens of thousands of reds out here in the lake. Just come out, rip some lips. We've got the sockeye salmon, the reds like that one there. There's Arctic char, rainbows up the streams. It's absolutely a fantastic way to spend the middle of the day. It's a lot better than sitting in the tent taking a nap.
With bears on every hillside and on every turn in the river, the hunters are only looking for the right bear before planning a stalk.
To the tree line before the clearing.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say. He's coming right next to me. That was pretty cool. It's another good small to medium sized bear. Probably 7 foot square. Waiting for something a bit bigger. But he was pretty, no doubt about it.
As with most Alaskan hunting adventures, Mother Nature always has a special treat for those who enter her most cherished domain. And today, she slams the hunters with wind and rain, bringing the day's hunt to an end and testing their resolve. A wise guide once said, "Bear hunting is 99% boredom and 1% sheer terror and excitement." Wiser words were never said.
Each year, our clients ask us about applying for tags across the western United States, including Alaska, for limited entry big game hunts for elk, mule deer, bighorn sheep, moose, pronghorn antelope, and even whitetail. I have heard this tremendous demand from our clients to offer a more inclusive tag application program, and we're happy to announce that to fill those requests, we have launched the new SOA Tags program, specifically designed to meet the needs of our clients who want to apply for quality hunting opportunities each year, as well as accumulate preference and bonus points across the western states. Not only will our SOA Tags program customers have an opportunity to draw incredible big game tags each year, but they will also begin to accumulate bonus and preference points each season that open doors in the future that would otherwise be closed. And any hunter who draws a tag has full access to the Steve's Outdoor Adventures outfitters and guides who will provide you with a world-class hunting experience. If you'd like to learn more about the new SOA Tags program, give our office a call or go to the website address listed at the bottom of the screen. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hey y'all, this is Travis Tritt. You're watching Steve's Outdoor Adventures right here on the Outdoor Channel.
The hunters spot a big bear feeding its way across a meadow, directly at the river. While over a mile away, the hunters close the distance and hope for an ambush on the river before it gets too dark.
Here's the deal, we were just glassing off the top of this knob. There is a monster bear on the ridge top, but there is another big bear right in the flat about a quarter mile past the bend in the river down here. It's gonna take us a long time to get there. Daylight is burning. Caesar's trigger finger's itching. My heart's racing and I'm ready to go. And so was Aaron. Look at Aaron. It's ready to go. It's go time.
While waiting for the big bear to materialize, another bear appears and walks down the riverbank only 90 yards away from the hunters. But Caesar elects to pass, with hopes they can find the bigger bear the next day. The next morning, the hunters get into place and spot the massive bear moving back to the tree line and make a plan for the evening hunt.
We just snuck in over here where this bear's been hanging out in the meadow. What he does, he goes down here in the river bottom at night and feeds on fish. And we see him right before dark coming across. Well, this morning we caught him going back to the same spot. It's the third time we've caught him here. We now have a plan. We're gonna be back here this evening. We'll be hanging out right around in here. Hopefully we'll catch him coming out right over there. And coming to us with the wind in our favor.
But one thing that we were focused on here was we found the bear we wanted. And we had seen him coming to the river, but we couldn't get down there in time. It was just gonna get too dark. And then a couple nights later, caught the same bear coming back from the mountains to the river, but once again, got too dark on us. They got up early the next morning and watched the bear go back in. So we went ahead and set up an ambush, made a perfect plan, and when that bear came out, it was on.
As if on cue, the big bear appears at the edge of the tree line and starts toward the river, directly at the waiting hunters.
When the bear popped out on the ridge, you know, it was well over 900 yards away. And the second Aaron put the spotting scope on it, I saw his eyes get big. He turned around, he looked at me, he said, "That's the one." We all got ready. We were sliding around, crawling across the top of this ridge. We got into position, and then it was just a matter of waiting. And it takes what seems like forever for a bear to go from over 900 yards to only 94 yards. And that's when we told Caesar to let it loose.
When we come back, will Caesar get a shot at this massive Bruin? The exciting conclusion after this commercial break. Before we went to commercial break, Steve West and his good friends Caesar Fonte and guide Aaron Langliers have set up an ambush and are in the direct path of a massive brown bear.
So we're sitting up on this ridge top, and we finally see this bear come out just as planned, as we had put this wonderful game plan together beforehand. 900 yards away. I'm sitting there watching him. He's coming in, he's coming in, he's coming in. 94 yards away, I look at Steve, I say, come on, man. He gives me the green light, and it's game on.
Holy Jesus! Oh.
I had to shoot over in the spine because of his head.
Well, I think he's totally toasted.
I spined him on purpose over his head. Daddy can shoot.
Big bear down, man!
You guys know Daddy can shoot.
Daddy, I know about for you every time. Oh my goodness.
No ground shrinkage here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow, we just get bigger and bigger.
Oh my God. Hey, you got one in the pipe, just in case. The dead one could kill you. Yeah. Let Aaron do his job. No mas, senor, no mas. This is what it's all about right here.
Look at the claws on this thing. Wow.
Big bear down, man. I'll tell you what. Thank God. I mean, what if he'd gone to swiping on one of us?
Yeah, he'd eviscerate you, man. Stem to stern. Look at that.
It's what it's all about right here, folks. Out in southwest Alaska, hunting big brown bears in the fall on the salmon streams. We beat this bear. Worked as a team. We spotted this bear the first day, picked him up on the tree line back behind us as he went in. Then we caught him in the evening coming out, watched him go back in, and tonight when he came back out, we had him figured out, and this is where it all ended, right here. You know, awesome. That's all I've got to say.
Well, we worked hard for him, but I got to tell you, I couldn't be any happier. What a great bear. A great team effort.
You know, the bear actually fed over 900 yards directly at us, only to be shot and dropped with one awesome Corbon DPX bullet at, was it
94 yards.
94 yards. Put the hammer down, he never twitched. He dropped in photo position, it was amazing. But this is probably somewhere around the 50 or 60th bear we've seen. I mean, lots of sows and cubs, lots of immature boars. We passed on about an 8.5-foot boar a little bit earlier this evening. In fact, we watched him feed up to the tree line. I really think we could have caught up with him and taken him. He was a gorgeous bear, but he'll be around next year or maybe next week's hunter, who knows. But this is a target-rich environment, no doubt about it. You get to be very selective. Caesar was. I tried to talk him into at least a half dozen other bears. Come on, please, don't you want this one? No, no, and no was his constant answer. He was holding out for the big one. We had seen him. We kept our eyes on the prize, and now he's all Caesar's. He's going back to the trophy room and with memories to last a lifetime.
After many days in the field and really years of dreaming about shooting a big brown bear, I finally got my opportunity, took a beautiful brown bear, and I just couldn't be any more happy.
I hope that all of you at home had as much fun watching the show as we did making it. A special thanks goes out to my good friend and client, Caesar Fonte. I'm certain that this won't be our last hunt together, and I'm looking forward to more hunts in the future. An additional thanks goes out to both Aaron Langlaners and the rest of the crew here in Alaska for making this one of the most memorable weeks we could have ever imagined. And if any of you at home would like to do this hunt, or any other big game hunt for that matter, give our office a call. The toll-free number and website address will appear at the end of the program, and I will personally take the time to not only talk to you on the phone, but help you plan out the hunt of a lifetime with the best possible outfitters and guides across North America and around the world. Now, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week's show, but please remember to join us again next week when we bring you another exciting episode of Steve's Outdoor Adventures.
The hunters had done it. They endured the wrath of Mother Nature, hunted in some of Alaska's most remote and vast wilderness, and taken one of the most exciting and dangerous animals in North America. And they leave Alaska with memories that will last a lifetime.
Toy boat. Around the ragged rocks, the ragged rascals ran. You do that? Around the ragged rocks, the ragged rascals ran.
How about?
Yeah, well, that's where you get that. Yeah. All right.
If you enjoyed this episode, please click like and subscribe to see more of Steve's Outdoor Adventures right here on YouTube.